Now on CoastTV News.
Lots of clouds to start our Thursday. We've got mild conditions as well. A slight chance of rain with the cold front today, with better chances late in the weekend into next week. I'll track it on FutureCast next.
A Sussex County tradition will begin in just a few hours. I'll tell you about the Return Day festivities taking place today.
Sussex Council changes. We're looking at the makeup of the governing body after Tuesday's election.
Utah fire fallout. This is the aftermath of a home explosion. What has been revealed in its investigation?
This is CoastTV News Today.
And it is Thursday, November 7th, 2024. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning. I'm Paige Marley. Thanks for being up with us during our 5 o'clock hour.
And Paige, I know a number of schools in Sussex County, they have off today for Return Day. We saw Lisa there. I hope everyone out there can embrace the spirit of what Return Day is and put an end to all the negativity about the election.
Please, please. Oh my gosh. Do you know that Sabrina Carpenter song that goes, please, please, please?
Yes.
Okay. So that's how I feel today. Yeah. Okay. Positive vibes today, everybody. Okay. Yeah. Looking forward to that. I didn't know until yesterday that schools have off for Return Day.
I think it's because of the overall holiday. A number of bands will be there.
Cool.
When my son, he was in the band at Cape Henlopen. He had to go to Return Day. He didn't have school, so that's how I knew that.
I love it. What a fun little Delaware, Sussex County tradition. I think that's awesome. But you're going to want to know the weather for Return Day. Bob, there was talk of a touch of rain today. A touch. Anything happening?
A skiff. Well, yeah, it's usually a skiff of snow, but maybe a few sprinkles, but we're not going to wash out Return Day. We're looking at lots of clouds out there. I'll have that Return Day forecast coming up. And good morning to everybody. Looking at temperatures beginning in the 60s this morning. Very mild, 66 in Georgetown, Milton, 67, Bethany Beach or Rehoboth, both at 69 degrees. As the winds are coming out of the west-southwest, they're light, and we have a lot of cloud cover. The bark is worse than the bite here. I wish we had some rain or a little bit just to wet the ground, but we're not seeing that right now. Just a few showers maybe up near Pennsylvania, as there is a cold front toward north and west, and that will approach today, and a slight chance of showers as we go through the day, but mainly cloudy. Lots of clouds this morning on FutureCast. By midday, or mid-morning I should say, we're in the 60s and low 70s. I think we will warm quickly into the 70s, upper 70s this afternoon around 1:30. A little cooler at the beaches with a slight chance of showers as we go into the evening hours, and then that front comes through. Here's your day part forecast, looking at lots of clouds, maybe a sprinkle. Don't need the umbrella, maybe a few more peaks of sun this afternoon, and temperatures into the upper 70s. It does cool down into the weekend, and there are more rain chances on the horizon. I'll talk about that a little bit later in the newscast.
All right, thank you, Bob. We've been talking about it, a lower Delaware tradition like no other. Return Day, as political candidates come together to bury the proverbial hatchet. Actually, there's an actual hatchet that will be buried today. It celebrates unity and the official end of the campaign season.
CoastTV News reporter Elisa Weber's live in Georgetown. Elisa, many people in Sussex County look forward to this day. Schools even, we were talking about it, they even have the day off.
Matt and Paige, I'm currently at the Georgetown Circle, and in just a couple of hours, this area is going to be filled with a ton of people excited to celebrate Return Day, which is a unique holiday here in Sussex County, and it's always celebrated on the Thursday after Election Day, and people have been preparing already. There's food getting ready behind me. You can smell the food already being cooked. There's a lot of American flags set up everywhere. There's a lot of red, white, and blue lights. And a lot of people were here yesterday doing the final touches, getting everything ready for all of the festivities that are going to take place today. And this tradition dates back to the 18th century when people would travel to Georgetown, the county seat, 2 days after Election Day, to hear the town crier read the returns of the election. Decorating began on Monday with those flags being hung up like we mentioned, and this parade will begin at School Lane at 1:30 today, and it will end at the Georgetown Little League Field near Parsons Lane. There's going to be food trucks, live entertainment, and a cornhole tournament where people can compete for a cash prize. The Circle closed on Wednesday and will remain closed until the end of the ceremonies at the Circle today. And since many people are expected to come here to the Circle, we talked with the Georgetown mayor to hear how the town is going to keep everyone safe, and we're going to hear from him a little later on. Back to you.
Elisa, thank you so much. Now, Return Day has a storied history. It's not exactly clear when the first Return Day was. It actually could have been as early as 1792. We do know for sure, though, that it existed by 1812. It features a literal hatchet burying by representatives from Sussex County's Democratic and Republican parties. It has always been and remains a chance for opponents to come together after the election.
And Coast TV will have extensive coverage of Return Day. Be sure to join us for this day of bipartisanship and Delmarva flair.
The Sussex County Council will have 3 new members come next year: Matt Lloyd, Jane Grunebaum, and Steve McCarron. Current members Douglas Hudson and John Riley were not up for re-election. We spoke with one of the winners who says they plan to focus on school funding.
And the cost of new school construction is something that shouldn't be just borne by the residents that are already living here.
This is the first time that there have been 3 new council members elected at one time in Sussex County since 2009.
Let's go into District 3. The last 2 council members there have only served 1 term. I.G. Burton lost to now current councilman Mark Schaefer in the 2020 primary by only 44 votes, and now Schaefer is a 1-term councilman too. Here's more change for the seat. Council districts were redistricted in 2022, and by law, each district must be within 5% of the same population. For 10 years before that, District 3 went west to Ellendale and as far south as Lewis. Now it's all coastal, pretty much running along Route 1 from Milford all the way down to Bethany.
And all of this now brings us to our Coast TV poll.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. We want to know, what should Sussex County's priority be for next year? So, Paige, they got a lot of people with 93% saying controlled developing.
Look at that. Yeah, just 3% of you say funding schools, 1% handling property reassess, and 3% of you regulating marijuana. So what do you think most people are voting for, Matt? That was a joke.
I know. I get jokes.
Okay. You can still vote. Go to coasttv.com or vote on our app. Well, this election was full of historic wins on Delmarva, specifically in the U.S. Senate. Lisa Blunt Rochester and of Delaware and Angela Alsobrooks of Maryland, they became the first black women elected to the U.S. Senate from their respective states. Up until now, the only 2 other elected black women in the Senate were Kamala Harris and Carol Moseley Braun.
Now taking a live look at the White House, Washington, D.C., and already we're starting to get a picture of what a second Trump administration could look like. It was on Wednesday that Vice President Kamala Harris called Donald Trump to concede, and then she delivered her concession speech.
NBC's Jay Gray shows us that while the president-elect is defining some of the key issues he will make a priority as he makes his return to the White House.
A day later, it's not the speech Vice President Harris had hoped or planned to make.
While I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign.
A fight that was by any measure a political knockout. In the end, not even close. President-elect Trump sweeping the swing states, knocking down the so-called blue wall, winning with men and first-timers at the ballot box while expanding his support from black, Latino, and young voters.
And then when he won, I was like, oh my God, let's make America great again.
The former and now future president promising a federal shakeup.
On day 1, I will launch the largest deportation program in American history.
He's also proposed eliminating the Department of Education, promised to impose tariffs on imports, stop American support for the war in Ukraine, and again, end U.S. participation in the Paris Climate Agreement.
I think this nation voted without a conscience. And I think there's going to be a huge case of buyer's remorse.
Harris acknowledging the frustration and disappointment of supporters.
Now I know folks are feeling and experiencing a range of emotions right now. I get it. But we must accept the results of this election.
Results, many on both sides say, are unprecedented in U.S. political history. Jay Gray, NBC News, Washington.
New information now on a story we first brought you earlier this week. Richard Byrne has stepped down as president of Rehoboth Beach Main Street, which is a nonprofit that supports local businesses and encourages people to visit downtown Rehoboth. Earlier, we reported that Byrne, who's a former Rehoboth Beach commissioner, was arrested for stealing campaign signs. He was charged with 2 counts of theft under $1,500 and 2 counts of criminal mischief under $1,000. According to a press release from the organization, he did this out of concern for the nonprofit. Vice President Susie Martin will serve as interim president moving forward.
Now I'm going to take a look at the scene this morning. This is Rehoboth Beach, Route 1. A few miles from here is the North Shores community, and that is where the current commander-in-chief, President Biden, will spend his time this weekend. As is always the case, that means there will be flight restrictions going into effect for the Delmarva coast. Those restrictions will run from Friday, November 8th to Monday the 11th.
Also in the nation's summer capital, happening now, the on-again, off-again Rehoboth Avenue paving is now actually on. That's a scene as crews work on that project. This marks the first time the avenue will be paved in nearly 20 years. The city says the project will include milling, paving, restriping, and some curb work. All this comes after the city has gone back and forth several times on whether or not to pave the avenue, with some previous delays due to budget issues.
New this morning, the cause of an explosion remains under investigation. At least one person was killed following an explosion at a home in Utah on Wednesday. You can see some of that devastating footage right here on your screen. Officials say they arrived to find a neighborhood home fully engulfed in flames, and according to authorities, a body was found in the home.
A Milton man is facing charges again for home improvement fraud, this time in Bethany Beach, after a man says he paid over $3,000 for work that never happened. Christopher Russell, the owner of Great Outdoors Sunrooms and Shade Solutions, says it was accused of taking the deposit as part of a $5,800 contract, but they say he failed to deliver the service. Police say Russell's also under investigation for similar scams across Delaware. On November 1st, Russell turned himself in. He's facing felony charges, including home improvement fraud and theft by false promise.
Happening tonight in Baltimore, Ravens go for the season sweep of the Bengals. It is Thursday night football at the stadium. At 6-3, the Ravens are a half game out of first in the AFC North. Lamar Jackson's 20 touchdown passes are the second most in the NFL this season. Kickoff tonight across the bay, set for 8:18.
All right, we're just getting started this morning on CoastTV News Today.
Yeah, coming up, Rehoboth Beach is using a survey to hear from locals, and we will tell you what the city wants to know and how much longer you have to answer those questions.
And election emotions are running high for many people along the coast, how some people are reacting to the results.
The history of the town crier, we will show you how it adds to the Return Day tradition. All that and more as CoastTV News Today continues.
DSN Plus is more action. 4 additional live stream games every weeknight and full replays on demand. DSN Plus is more local. 5 live games every weeknight, showcasing high school showdowns and regional rivalries across Delmarva. DSN Plus is more access. Watch on your mobile devices, and remember, DSN is still free over the air and on cable. But get more with DSN Plus, just $6.99 a month. Download the Delmarva Sports Network app from your app store today.
Explore the natural wonders of the Delaware Bay at Fisherman's Wharf in Lewis. Our fleet of boats guarantees an experience like no other, no matter the season. Keep your eyes peeled for majestic whales, playful dolphins, and curious seals. From full and half-day fishing trips to evening cruises, special events, and even private charters, there's something for everyone. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride, taking in the incredible beauty of the Delaware Bay. What are you waiting for? Check us out online, then book your trip today.
My backyard in Ocean Pines is all about the birds and the bird lovers. From bird seed and cozy houses to unique, locally handcrafted decor, we have everything to make your backyard the perfect place to slow down and enjoy nature for you and your feathered guests. With the holidays around the corner, we have thoughtful gifts for every nature lover. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook for upcoming sales and events. Stop by and find something unique at My Backyard in Ocean Pines, where it's all about the birds and more.
Swim on over to Solero atop the Henlopen Hotel in Rehoboth Beach for the 2024 Mayor Institute Finraiser. Come out to the kickoff event Saturday, November 16th at 4 p.m. Enjoy a fun-filled evening, live music, and a wine tasting with celebrity bartenders, hors d'oeuvres, desserts, and both live and silent auctions. The Finraiser is the premier fundraising event for Mayor Institute and endangered marine mammals and sea turtles. For more info and tickets, go to mayerinstitute.org.
Kirk Lawson carries a tradition passed down from generations, reading the returns of the election at Sussex County's Return Day.
I solicited for the job of town crier and was fortunate enough when it became available that they put me in that position, which I'm very thankful for.
And Associate Justice Vincent Poppy.
Ronnie Dodd, Lawson's great uncle, served as the town crier from 1962 to 1992 and was even featured in a film called Portrait of America. After watching Dodd throughout his childhood, Lawson felt called to the position.
To get to see that up close and personal, it gave me a sense of wanting to carry that on.
When Lawson shared with his family that he would be following in Dodd's footsteps, he was given a number of items, including his uncle's bow tie and top hat. Along with these items, he was given very clear advice from one town crier to the next.
To know him, he's a man of few words and he's pretty direct. So it was pretty much speak clearly and don't show any favoritism. And that was about it. And I tried to do that.
Now that he's earned the position he's always wanted, taking the torch from his uncle, Lawson plans to hold on to it for a while, but someday he hopes to hand it off to another member of his family, his son Robbie.
He has shown interest, so I'm assuming that going forward, he'll grab a hold of that willingness to carry on the tradition and show everybody how it's been done for generations.
Every 2 years, Lawson returns to the Sussex County Courthouse balcony. Some could call it a civic duty or a calling to continue this unique tradition on Delmarva. In Georgetown, I'm Zakia Jennings, Coast TV News.
This morning's weather forecast courtesy of Baths by Spicer Brothers, a Delmarva tradition for over 20 years.
Welcome to the brand new Baths by Spicer Brothers showroom. Experience the future of bathroom remodeling. Baths by Spicer Brothers is Delmarva's exclusive BCI Elite dealer, offering more selections, styles, and colors, including options like the laser etched tile pattern system. Made in the USA, built for beauty and performance, our baths are durable, mold resistant, and guaranteed for life.
With no money down, no interest, and no payments until 2026, you have no reason to wait.
Call Baths by Spicer Brothers today because you deserve the best.
Blue Coast Seafood Grill and Raw Bar in Rehoboth Beach is Delaware's premier restaurant. Located in Rehoboth Gateway, Blue Coast features indoor and outdoor dining and serves beautiful, simple food that highlights the coastal flavors of southern Delaware. With chef-inspired daily specials, an award-winning wine list, and an extensive list of ales and cocktails, Blue Coast is the perfect place for a night out or celebrate any occasion in our private library dining space. Blue Coast Rehoboth, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner with plenty of free parking. See you soon.
As temperatures drop, FH Fur invites you to be part of something truly heartwarming, our Fall into Comfort Toy Drive. Through December 15th for only $29, the experts at FH Fur will perform a comprehensive heating system inspection, ensuring your home stays snug through the chilly months ahead. The best part? 100% of the proceeds will go to the United States Marine Corps Reserve's Toys for Tots. Schedule your heating inspection today with FH Fur.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
While hurricanes get most of the blame for wind damage, nor'easters and even strong thunderstorms can be just as devastating. And insurance policies may not cover wind-driven rain damage. So before a storm hits, walk around your home, remove any dead tree branches, and secure any loose outdoor items. After the storm, walk around again and check for any damage like loose shingles, siding, gutters, and evidence of water penetration. If you do notice significant damage after a storm, call a professional like Riptide Restoration. For more information, visit DelmarvaExperts.com.
Download the free Coast TV First Alert Weather app today.
Time is 5:18, and you are looking live at Lewis along the canal. Always a good shot there. This is one of my favorites, Bob. You have the lights of Lewis along the water there. Also a big day today in Georgetown with a return day.
Yeah, and I think that's a really cool tradition from what I've learned, Matt. And, you know, everything cools down, emotions cool, and you bury the hatchet. And I guess this is the town crier and the return day planner announcing to the folks what's going on. That, you know, we're burying the hatchet. Our weather today for return day is looking nice. 8 a.m., 67, mostly cloudy skies. Clouds at 10, 73. Now, we could see a few sprinkles as we go through the day, but I'm not expecting any rain, just a lot of clouds. And then it's warming up into the upper 70s by 2 o'clock and by 6 around 70. So pleasant conditions for return day. Once again, the dry streak continues now 41 days. Yeah, we continue to raise the number. Last measurable rain was on September 27th. Of course, the old record was back in 2001. Out the door, it's mild, 66 in Salisbury, 66 in Georgetown, Bethany Beach and Rehoboth, both at 69 degrees. As we have light winds coming out of the west-southwest, and they'll pick up as we go through the day out ahead of a cold front. Lots of clouds. Bark is worse than the bite here. Nothing in the way of rain, just some cloudiness across the Delmarva right now, as we do have a cold front back to our west. A few showers across western Maryland and more across the Carolinas. but it looks like these are drying up before they get here. Behind the front, it's drier, and then farther to the west, it's wintertime. New Mexico into Colorado, they are getting dumped on with snow out there. It's wintertime there. Well, not for us. We're feeling like fall. Futurecast has the clouds and temperatures in the 60s this morning, and we could see a sprinkle throughout the day. By noon, we're into the mid-70s, upper 70s around 2:30, around 78 in Georgetown and Millsboro. A little cooler at the beaches, and then this evening, still some clouds. Maybe a sprinkle as we go through the evening hours, and then through the overnight, still a chance of a few showers, otherwise mainly cloudy skies, and a little cooler as we go into Friday morning. Temperatures in the lower 60s. We'll start to see those clouds decreasing, and a cooler afternoon with temperatures into the lower 70s, and then 60s as we go into the evening. Looking good for Friday night lights. A little breezy and definitely a little cooler. As we'll see the winds out of the west become variable into this afternoon and tonight, then eventually turn to the north as it will be cooler as we head towards the weekend. You can see Friday afternoon, those winds starting to pick up out of the west-northwest and getting pretty gusty Friday night. Now, moving into the weekend, Saturday is dry and sunny, but then clouds increase on Sunday. Here's our best rain chance we've seen in a long time. Later Sunday into Veterans Day Monday. Rain early, then it looks like it does clear out. So hopefully a chance of measurable rain there. By the way, we have a hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico. It's Hurricane Rafael, 105-mile-per-hour winds. The good news here is Rafael will move to the west and weaken across the Gulf and not even make landfall in the U.S. I thought maybe we get a little moisture from Rafael, but right now not looking that way. Paul Davis, 7-day forecast, 78 today, 71 Friday. Much cooler into the weekend, 60 on Saturday, maybe a little frosty Sunday morning. And then we're looking at showers later Sunday afternoon, 65, and measurable rain, we think, into Monday, Veterans Day, 72, and then drier and cooler Tuesday and Wednesday. And then I do want to too, our color giveaway winner today, don't want to forget that. It is Art.
Well, we'll get to that one later on in the show. Thanks, Bob. We'll wait for that one. Moving on, though, we got reaction along the coast from the election results. We went to Rehoboth Beach to learn what people are saying there about what happened on Tuesday, and here is some of what we heard.
I am feeling so happy. I'm glad the United States got things straight for once. And I think the next 4 years are going to be fabulous.
I'm in tears because these people are fearful that they are going to get kicked out of their homes, sent back to other countries. It's just not right.
Yeah, wide range of emotions there. Trump made big gains this election with male voters and Latino male voters specifically.
Coming up, a reminder to follow along with continued coverage and updates of the general election. You can do that by going to CoastTV.com.
And more to come this morning. The nation's summer capital, Rehoboth Beach, wants to hear from locals. We'll tell you how your answers could impact communication in the city.
Scoops and scores and Friday night lights. Football coverage like you've never seen before. Live games of the night every Friday night with the pre, half, and post-game shows. Plus, we'll take you around Delmarva for the latest real-time scores during Friday Night Lights. Tune in to the Delmarva Sports Network and the DSN app every Friday night this fall season. Scoops and scores and Friday Night Lights, only on DSN and the DSN app.
Listen to Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. We are Delmarva proud.
Wow, it's so much bigger than you realize. East Coast Tile and Flooring has the largest selection of tile from around the world. And they are the only Dow Tile Premier showroom on the shore. They have the knowledge and expertise to assist architects, designers, and homeowners, and are fully licensed to take on any job from start to finish. Family owned and operated since 1947. Call East Coast Tile and Flooring today for a design consultation.
Taylor Oil Company leads a family of services offering energy solutions to Delmarva since 1927. We serve all customers with our own qualified staff of seasoned professionals, allowing us to manage all aspects of each and every call. The Taylor Oil family of services, one number for all your energy needs. Call 410-749-2151 to speak to one of our qualified employees. Taylor Oil Company, day or night, our service never sleeps.
Is your garage door in need of an upgrade or a repair? Then Clark & Sons Garage Doors can help. We believe your garage door should be more than just functional. It should be a reflection of your personality and style. With over 60 years serving the entire Delmarva Peninsula, Clark & Sons delivers quality craftsmanship and exceptional service every time. We provide free estimates on new garage doors. Plus, we offer comprehensive maintenance services to ensure your garage door stays in perfect working condition. So call today and discover why Clark & Sons is the name you can trust.
Sam Calagione here, inviting you to soak up the off-season at Dogfish Head. Swing by Bruins and Eats in Rehoboth for $1 wings on Sundays and $12 burgers and pizzas on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Next door at Chesapeake and Maine, enjoy Monday Locals Night with 25% off and $15 lobsters every Sunday. And our Milton Brewery, join us for trivia on Mondays and bingo on Wednesdays. Come explore goodness at our Dogfish locations. Cheers.
The next phase of safety improvements in Dewey Beach will begin next month, according to the town. Expect work on Route 1 from December until March 2025. The project includes improving and replacing sidewalks, updating and moving signs where necessary, redoing crosswalks, and lowering the yellow beacons at those crosswalks.
2 years after protests paused a plan for a restaurant in Cape Henlopen State Park, environmentalists say the state is now proposing a new bathhouse on the same site. The group, Preserve Our Park, say a new bathhouse is needed, and it's too old and it's not ADA compliant. However, the group says it's strongly opposed to tearing down the existing bathhouse and building a new one on an undisturbed area of the sand dune. Now, there is concern also that the new building would damage the park's ecosystem.
Happening now, Rehoboth Beach is using a communication survey to find out how residents receive and want to receive information from the city. It's your last chance to fill out the survey, as it will close tomorrow.
First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey back with us. Bob, I'm looking at your maps there. I can see them in the corner there. I'm seeing maybe sunny and 75 today, maybe.
Well, 75 maybe, yeah, we can do that. But the
forgot.
sunny, I don't think we can do that. We have a lot of clouds, which is good. Maybe, we could see a little bit of rain, but I'm thinking probably not. Probably don't need the umbrella today. Fenwick Island, Ocean City, 60s to begin with. Then we're into the 70s with clouds, a little bit of sun, and maybe a sprinkle. Waves around 2 to 3 feet. Lewis and Rehoboth starting out pretty mild into the 60s and then 70s by noon. A little cooler as the sun goes down around 5 o'clock. On the bay side, UV index is low, but you'll be seeing temperatures into the 70s today with mostly cloudy skies and around 70 for Crisfield with the cloudy skies. Umbrella giveaway winner today is Art Winterbottom from Milton. Congratulations to Art on his brand new umbrella. More on your forecast coming up the next half hour.
All right, Bob, thank you. Also coming up after the break, election impacts on offshore wind. We'll tell you why some Delmarva leaders are hopeful for the future, or lack thereof, for the proposed project.
Also, reactions after results. First, it was Donald Trump early Wednesday morning. Then it was Kamala Harris in the afternoon. The tone they are setting after the election.
And a return of a Sussex County tradition. We'll tell you about the building excitement for this year's Return Day. CoastTV News Today returns after this.
Introducing the future of crawl space restoration. DryTech is joining the teams of Delaware Crawl Space and Guardian Crawl Space. 3 trusted companies in the industry are coming together to serve you better, serving a larger area across Delmarva. Independently, with over 40 years of experience in environmental, health, and construction, our team provides exceptional crawl space solutions.
Dave and I have been blessed to call this place home our entire lives. We love serving the people of this community.
And we're here for your next crawl space project. Have you DryTech yet?
At Delmarva Roofing and Coating, we believe in longevity. Since our start in 1988 and 10 million square feet of roofing later, we've gained the experience to solve your roofing problems. We combine those years of knowledge with cutting-edge technology to guide you through every project phase, inspection, maintenance, or installation. You can count on us to safeguard your investment with a reliable roof and service after the sale. Serving Delmarva for over 3 decades, Delmarva Roofing and Coating, above all, a good roof.
fall into planting at Bella Terra Garden Center. Autumn is the perfect time of year for planting. Come check out our locally sourced collection of trees and shrubs of all shapes and sizes. Did you know that Bella Terra is open 7 days a week? Join our garden club for big savings and first access to all sale promotions. Stocked with the smallest succulents to the tallest of trees, Bella Terra Garden Center is here for all your gardening needs. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. Located right off Route 16 in Ellendale.
Now it's time for Roofer of the Day. Led by Tyler Hershey, the crew at Hershey Exteriors came out with a strong game plan. It all started with excellent coverage, highlighted by an equipter and protective netting. But Hershey didn't stop there. When they spotted any openings in the roof, boom! They closed the gaps, keeping the home safe from any leaks. And they provide a free Golden Pledge warranty that's backed by GAF. Now that's a game changer. If you need a roof, I'd go with Hershey Exteriors because life is sweeter with Hershey Exteriors.
Now on CoastTV News.
Lots of clouds to start our Thursday. We've got mild conditions as well. Slight chance of rain with a cold front today, with better chances late into the weekend. I'll have your forecast and track it on FutureCast coming up next.
Burying the hatchet, a look at the Return Day festivities aimed to bring all political parties together.
What Trump win means for wind, coastal communities reacting after Tuesday's election results.
All about the paving, we check in at Rehoboth Beach as the city begins its big project on its biggest road.
This is CoastTV News Today.
November 7th, 2024. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Paige.
Good morning. Thank you all for joining us. I'm Paige Marley.
Time is 5:30. As you just saw, today is Return Day,
Yeah.
the Sussex County tradition. It is a special tradition that occurs after big elections. I love this.
I think it's really fun. You know, we didn't have Coast Life yesterday because Kamala Harris gave her
Right.
speech at 4, but what you would have seen on Coast Life is that we had Kevin Short on with Return Day talking about it, and the one thing he said is Joe Biden will not be there. So
I think it's part because he isn't on the ballot.
Right.
I think. 'Cause
But-
normally, if you're on, he has been.
Yeah.
Every time that he has been on the ballot, he
That's
has been
right.
part of this.
I think it's
I
a
don't know
com-
if every time, but most of the time.
Yeah. I think it's one thing that we get, that they get a lot is Joe Biden going to be there
Yeah.
because he's been in the
But
past?
he's coming this weekend.
But he is coming this weekend, so I don't think he's making a surprise appearance, but we won't talk about that anymore. But we should have good weather for Return Day. It's going to be an exciting time. Bob, even maybe, like we said earlier, a bit of rain, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah, I probably would leave the umbrella at home. I don't think we're looking at rain, maybe a few sprinkles, more clouds than anything. We're looking at the mostly cloudy skies this morning. At least we're seeing that in the form of moisture, but nothing in the way of rain across Delmarva. Maybe a few showers well to the south as we have a cold front that is working our way, and that is triggering a few showers across western Maryland, but otherwise just mostly cloudy skies. It is mild, 68 Ocean City, up to Rehoboth Beach, 66 in Georgetown. Delmar waking up to 67. So it's a mild start and a light breeze out of the west-southwest. So let's track it on FutureCast. We have the 60s this morning. We have the mostly cloudy skies, maybe a sprinkle. Otherwise, some breaks in the clouds into the afternoon, and upper 70s, another mild day as we go into the afternoon with 60s and 70s at the coast and a few more clouds into this evening. For the kiddos off to the bus stop, don't need the umbrella, maybe a light jacket, 66 off to school, lots of clouds and good visibility. And then heading home, mostly cloudy, maybe a shower, otherwise mild and 77 degrees.
Thank you. The biannual celebration of Return Day, like we mentioned, will begin this afternoon. The Sussex County tradition as voters come and they watch politicians come together to bury the hatchet to celebrate unity and the official end of the campaign season.
And CoastTV News reporter Elisa Weber is live in Georgetown. Elisa, this event draws in a large crowd, so safety is one of the town's biggest priorities.
Yeah, Matt and Paige, I'm currently at the Georgetown Circle, and like you mentioned, Matt, a ton of people come here, and this circle is going to be filled with crowds of people later today with a lot of fun festivities that are happening in order to celebrate Return Day, which is a unique holiday here in Sussex County. It's always held on the Thursday after Election Day, and even though it's about 5:30, people are still setting up, and they're setting up here, cooking a lot of food that you can smell that's delicious. There's a ton of American flags everywhere. And people were actually doing some finishing touches on decorating yesterday. And decorations actually were starting to be put up on Monday. So there's a lot of prep that goes into today. And like I mentioned, Return Day is a unique holiday here in Sussex County. And this tradition actually dates back to the 18th century when people would travel to Georgetown, the county seat, 2 days after Election Day to hear the town crier read the returns of the election. There will be food trucks, live entertainment, and a cornhole tournament where people can compete for a cash prize. A parade will begin at 1:30 today and it will wrap up at the Georgetown Little League field. We spoke with the Georgetown Mayor, Bill West, to learn what the town's biggest priority is today.
We all try to work together to make this a great event. And the number one thing is safety of the people. We want to make sure that everybody's safe and has a wonderful time.
And the Georgetown Circle closed on Wednesday and will remain closed today until all of the festivities are over with. Back to you.
And Coast TV will have extensive coverage of Return Day. Be sure to join us this Thursday, today, for the Day of Bipartisanship in Delmarva Flair.
All right, we're now going to go take a live look at our nation's capital. I think we're going to go take a look at the White House. There it is. That's, of course, where we'll be seeing a change of who lives there come January. So we are now beginning to get a picture of what a second Trump administration could look like. This is in the wake of a concession speech from Vice President Kamala Harris just yesterday. It is not the speech Vice President Harris had hoped or planned to give voters for the president-elect Trump. They swept the swing states. Major numbers from men and first-timers at the ballot box, while expanding his support as well from Black, Latino, and young voters. Here's how both candidates are reacting to the results.
While I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign.
On day one, I will launch the largest deportation program in American history.
President Biden has congratulated President-elect Trump during a phone call. He actually also invited him to sit down at a meeting with him at the White House. President Biden is expected to speak to the nation about the election a bit later today.
To Ocean City now, officials there say the result of the presidential election could have an impact on offshore wind.
With Donald Trump and J.D. Vance winning, and with Republicans now holding the majority in the Senate and the House trending in that same direction, officials in Fenwick and throughout Worcester County think they're going to have a more sympathetic ear in Washington when it comes to their fight against offshore wind.
Ocean City, Fenwick Island, and others have filed a lawsuit against the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management to prevent wind turbines from being built off of our coast. Got new information on a story we first brought to you earlier this week. Richard Byrne has stepped down as president of Rehoboth Beach Main Street. It's a nonprofit that supports local businesses and encourages people to visit downtown Rehoboth Beach. Earlier reported this is why. He's a former Rehoboth Beach commissioner who was arrested for stealing campaign signs. He was charged with 2 counts of theft under $1,500 and 2 counts of criminal mischief under $1,000. And according to a press release from the organization, he did this out of concern for the nonprofit. Vice President Susie Martin will serve as interim president moving forward.
Now, also in the nation's summer capital, happening now, the on-again, off-again Rehoboth Avenue paving is now on. This is the scene as crews work on that project. It marks the first time the avenue will be paved in nearly 20 years. The city says the project will include milling, paving, restriping, and some curb work. All of this comes after the city has gone back and forth several times on whether or not to pave the avenue, with some previous delays due to budget issues.
Milkman facing charges again for home improvement fraud. This time this is in Bethany Beach after a man says he paid over $3,000 for work that didn't happen. Christopher Russell, the owner of Great Outdoor Sunrooms and Shade Solutions, was accused of taking the deposit as part of a $5,800 contract but failed to deliver the service. Police say Russell is also under investigation for similar scams across Delaware. It was on November 1st. Russell turned himself in and he's facing felony charges including home improvement fraud and theft by false promise. Still got a lot more news to get to. Don't go anywhere.
Still ahead this morning, DelDOT announcing repairs to the Indian River Inlet that requires a temporary closure. What area of the bridge is scheduled to close and when?
Also, high school field hockey Delaware Division II state semifinals on the line last night. The sudden death overtime thriller that sends Delmar to the championship game.
And in honor of Veterans Day, the Delaware Botanic Gardens has a special treat. We'll tell you what promotion they have planned this weekend. Stick with us on Coast TV News Today.
People get involved in all types of risky behavior. When it comes to your home's plumbing or HVAC system, don't risk it. Call Chesapeake Home Services. We take the risk because you shouldn't have to risk your family's finances with any service provider. Choose Chesapeake Home Services and get our risk-free buy-it-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied for any reason within the first year and we can't fix it, we'll buy it back. Chesapeake Home Services. We take the risk so you don't have to.
Service sure to make you smile. They always go the extra mile.
What are you doing here? I'm here for your 6-month crawl space inspection. Come on, follow me.
I should get out of these clothes.
Believe me, my friend, it's perfectly clean down there. I can't stress the importance of having braziers monitor your crawl space.
What is there to inspect?
Your sub pump, your dehumidifier, and we inspect your whole crawl space for you.
You can't beat that type of service, and there's no bugs down here. Which reminds me.
Son-in-law, is my room ready yet? Come on.
Absolutely.
I've been thinking about renovating my garage floor, and suddenly I'm seeing signs everywhere. The universe keeps hinting, even at my local gas company. Pinnacle Concrete is everywhere. And again, multiple signs at the print store. The signs are too strong to ignore. It's time to call. With so many options, my dream is taking shape. And now, I'm not just seeing signs, I'm living proof. Pinnacle Concrete Coatings, because quality matters.
Capstone Homes, Sussex County's locally owned, award-winning design-build custom home builder, bringing dreams to life since 2006, where personalization, luxury, and quality combine to give you the ultimate custom home buying experience. At Capstone, you'll meet with our architectural designer to review your blueprint and make any changes you want. Then you'll customize your home style with our certified interior designer. Connect with our team of custom home experts today at Capstone Homes.
It is 5:40 on this mostly cloudy Thursday morning. Hershey exteriors, Cam, you can see some of the overcast out there, 68. So it is pretty mild. In fact, all the areas seeing temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. So very mild out the door because we've got the cloud cover and a light west-southwest breeze right now. You can see the cloud cover over the top of us, but nothing in the way of rain across Delmarva. A few showers well to our west and north with a cold front. And as that cold front gets closer, maybe a stray shower as we go into the afternoon. But if you're playing golf, won't affect your golf game. Pretty good out there. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies, but still mild, 78 degrees for this afternoon. Remember, another way to get your forecast is the CoastTV First Alert weather phone. It's sponsored by Bear, Mandalis, Brockstead, and Federico.
DENREC is hosting a free webinar on November 14th focused on nature-based stormwater management and living shoreline projects. This will feature experts from Underwood and Associates who will be discussing efforts to restore natural infrastructure and protect waterfronts from things like climate change, including projects that are in Grace, Maryland. Registration open until the webinar starts at 10 a.m.
Got a number of events happening along the coast in honor of Veterans Day. This Saturday, November 9th, Delaware's Botanic Gardens is offering a special Veterans Day treat. Veterans can get in free with their military ID, and anyone who brings a food donation for the Home of the Brave Foundation can enjoy the gardens for free, too.
In Rehoboth Beach, they're hosting a musical tribute to our veterans this Sunday. That's at 3 p.m. at the Rehoboth Beach Convention Center. The event is free, but they are accepting donations to benefit a charity that provides scholarships to the spouses or children of disabled or fallen vets.
Got Sunday night football coming up this weekend here on Coast TV, and this week we have the Detroit Lions and the Houston Texans. Coverage on Coast TV starts at 7 p.m. and then after the game, stay tuned for your hyper local news coverage at 11.
Delaware State was the home of the state semifinals in Delaware Division II field hockey. 3 of the 4 remaining teams hail from Delmarva, including the 8-time reigning state champion Delmar Wildcats. And the 2-seed Wildcats took on the number 3-seed Sussex Academy in Game 1. Delmar won this matchup in the regular season 4-0. Delmar in the white unis and Sussex Academy in the dark blue for this affair. In the opening quarter, Delmar corner, Jordan Holloman gets it, makes her move, and deposits the opening goal for the Wildcats to make it 1-0. On to the fourth, Sussex Academy down 2-1, looking for the equalizer. It's fired from the outside, and Werner is on the doorstep to tap it in. This game is tied at 2, and we'd need overtime in OT. Another Delmar corner. Holloman gets by one defender and softly flips in the game winner. Delmar wins it in sudden death fashion 3-2 to advance to the title game. After the game, Jordan Holloman talked about her mindset in overtime.
I was really working hard, trying to put the ball on cage and having one of my teammates finish, and it just got by the goalie, and I'm just so happy it went by.
The stage is set. Delmar will take on Wilmington Friends right here in the final on Saturday at 1 p.m. as the Wildcats look for their 9th consecutive state championship win. Reporting from Dover, Delaware for the Delmarva Sports Network, I'm Luke Milai.
5:30, tune in for the football pregame scoops and scores page.
I did not. Oh, well, there you are.
And there I am at 6 p.m. You got your game of the night, Maryland High School football. You got Easton taking on Parkside. And finally at 11, it is the final score. Let's go to those exclusive DSN Plus exclusives. You also on DSN Plus, you'll be able to see the Easton Parkside game. And then the exclusives will be at 7 p.m. You can watch Howard take on Tower Hill. That is also in high school football.
All right, now it's my turn.
Yep.
An Oscars controversy kicks off today's entertainment report. Here's David Daniel with your Hollywood Minute.
Warner Brothers is taking on the Motion Picture Academy over the score of Dune Part 2. Variety reports an independent review has questioned whether the music is eligible for Oscar consideration. Hans Zimmer's Part 2 score included elements of his music from 2021's Dune, and Academy rules say a sequel's score can't use more than 20% of themes and music from a previous film. We'll see what happens when the Academy announces this year's 20 shortlisted scores on December 17th. We have episode titles for the 5th and final season of Stranger Things. This title tease indicates the season will have 8 episodes, take place in the fall of 1987, about a year and a half after season 4, and debut on Netflix sometime next year.
Yeah, I mean, that was a selling point.
Richard Gere is heading to Spain. He and his wife, Alejandra Silva, are moving there to live closer to her relatives. They'll have some traveling money. They've just sold their 6-bedroom Connecticut home for nearly $11 million. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Good news from CoastTV with personal features, fun things to do each weekend, and more. Sign up now for free at coasttv.com/signup. Get your weekly dose of joy directly to your inbox on Fridays.
We're looking at the Irish Eyes, Cam and Lewis, looking calm on the canal right now. We do have cloudiness, maybe a stray shower today, but looking good for return day. And we're looking at really not much hope for rain. Better rain chances later in the weekend into next week. I'll track it on Futurecast coming up in 2 minutes.
Listen to Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. We're Delmarva proud.
Ride the wave of Delmarva's vibrant coastal vibes with Coast Life. From hidden gems to sun-kissed trends and captivating local tales. Dive deep and immerse yourself in our coastal rhythm. Catch Coast Life weekdays at 4 on CoastTV.
Vacation starts with VA. All that you love, all in one trip. Start yours at virginia.org.
Hey, are you the bad guy? Mercy, is that Courtney my biggest fan?
Oh my goodness, Courtney. As a nurse, I knew that I needed this done. Peninsula Bath really listened to us. Very, very professional, very friendly. The whole team made us feel like family. Thank you, Peninsula Bath, for everything that you did to make Courtney's life easy. Thank you, Bath.
It warms our heart to help. Call us today at Peninsula Bath for all your bathroom renovation needs.
In Sussex County, Beach Mobile Home and RV Supply has the parts you need. Powered by over 30,000 square feet of inventory at brass sales and an amazingly knowledgeable staff, we offer plumbing, electrical, windows, doors, tubs, showers, and even roofing and skirting for your manufactured home. Plus an extensive selection of parts and supplies for your RV no matter the class, size, or style. Beach Mobile Home and RV Supply in Long Neck, Delaware. Your home improvement superstore for all your manufactured housing and RV needs.
Middays with April Brilliant. It's a feel-good show on your radio.
April is the easiest way to get through my workday.
She plays my favorite songs.
She helped me find my furry friend.
She's always making me smile.
Listening to April is the best way to get through my workday.
She makes me feel special.
Middays with April, weekdays from 10 to 3 on Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. Sponsored by Critter Getters.
It's 5:48. Welcome back, and we're talking about the return day forecast. Originally, I thought return day, well, that's the day after Christmas when you return your gifts. No, this is a special Sussex County tradition. The town crier, we're calming emotions after the election. We're looking at nice conditions, at least as far as no rain. We're seeing some sun, some clouds as well. 67 early on at 8 o'clock. Then you can see we're warming through the 70s. By this afternoon at 2, around 78 degrees, and then around 70 at 6 p.m. So looking good for the festivities in Georgetown for today. As far as the rain or the lack thereof, now 41 days the streak continues. Last measurable rain was on the 27th of September. That was a long time ago. The old record was 34 days, but this will be coming to an end in the next few days as we do have some rain chances. 66 in Georgetown now, Milton 67, Rehoboth 68, Bethany Beach 68, so it's pretty mild out there. And we've got a light wind out of the west-southwest, and then that will be picking up as we go through the day out ahead of a cold front, keeping us mild. You can see all the clouds we have in place right now ahead of a cold front, but nothing in the way of moisture. Still very dry out there. A few showers across western Maryland. There's the front farther back to the west. There are some showers across the Carolinas, but it looks like they're drying up. So just a lot of clouds as we go through the day. Behind the front, it's dry and cool. That is our weekend weather. And even farther west, look at this snow across New Mexico and Colorado. It is big time winter farther to the west, but not for us. It's kind of boring weather. Here's Futurecast. We're in the 60s this morning with the cloud cover. Mid-morning, still mostly cloudy, 60s to around 70 degrees. By noon, maybe a little bit more in the way of sunshine. And that warms us into the mid-70s, 60s and 70s at the beaches, up to about 78 in Georgetown and Millsboro later today, so very comfortable for a return day. And then for this evening, some clouds, and then through the overnight hours, still pretty mild. There is a chance of a stray shower as we go into early Friday morning. Otherwise, clouds Friday morning. Those clear out into the afternoon, and it will be cooler with temperatures into the 70s. And for Friday Night Lights, another nice night for football. A little cooler and becoming quite breezy to windy into the weekend. Here are those winds, pretty light as we go through Friday, but then by Friday afternoon, they start to pick up and they get really strong as we go into Friday night and Saturday morning, gusting out of the north over 30 miles per hour. So very breezy there as we increase the clouds on Sunday after a good looking Saturday. And our next good chance of rain comes in on late Sunday into Monday. Let's hope that comes to fruition. Want to mention this hurricane real quick. Hurricane Rafael in the Gulf of Mexico could become a Category 2 storm. In fact, it is, but then it weakens as it moves to the west. So it looks like it will not affect the U.S. and or us. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, 78 today, 71 on Friday for the weekend, 60s on the way, dry Saturday, 65 Sunday, rain late Sunday into Veterans Day Monday, and 72 on that day.
Bob, thank you so much. DelDOT has announced the right northbound lane of the Indian River Inlet Bridge will be closed for a month. On your screen, we're going to show you the general area of that closure. This will begin November 11th. It'll last through December 11th. It's for the installation of a sheet pile wall. The work is related to ongoing erosion and inlet repair projects.
And there are 2 overnight closures on Gravit Hill Road in the Millsboro area to tell you about on your screen right now. You can see the general area where this will be. Closures will take place Tuesday, November 12th, and also Thursday, November 14th. This is due to a bridge beam placement for the North Millsboro bypass.
Coming up next on CoastTV News Today, diagnosing diabetes. We're telling you what you need to know about the disease and why experts say many people may have it and not even know it.
Over 50 years ago, JD Asphalt was built on a strong foundation of family values.
So when you call us, you'll speak to a member of our family, like me, where I'll talk you through our entire process, answering any questions you have along the way, and delivering prompt free estimates no matter the size of the job. Call now and ask about our 0% financing options, or visit our website for special discounts. JD Asphalt, a trusted family company for over 50 years.
At Homewell, our caregivers are compassionate, our care managers are responsive, and our process is built on honest and open communication. This process is what gives us the ability to fulfill our purpose and ensures your peace of mind remains our top priority. Homewell Care Services. Trusted care. True compassion.
Not everyone wants a big funeral. For those seeking a simple alternative, the Eastern Shore's most trusted family and funeral service offers another option. Eastern Shore Cremation and Funeral Service is simple and affordable. A direct cremation tribute starts at just $15.95, or choose to have a small visitation service, serving Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia with easy consultation by phone and streamlined electronic documentation. Learn more at easternshorecremation.com. Eastern Shore Cremation and Funeral Services. Simply respectful.
At BSD, we're often asked, what is the most important investment of your home? It's your windows and your kitchen. Our Anderson window experts will help you choose and install the perfect budget-friendly replacements. Anderson Windows from BSD will improve energy efficiency and curb appeal. Anderson is the #1 trusted window and door brand, backed by the best warranty in the industry. Visit one of our design studios to bring your dream kitchen to life. From inspiration to installation, BSD has you covered.
About 83% of homes have rodent activity. One of the most common signs is mouse droppings. Mice can leave up to 100 droppings every day. Don't mistake these droppings for chocolate sprinkles. What you don't see is more concerning. Mice also leave behind urine. A thorough inspection from a specialist is required to develop a treatment plan specific to your home.
Active Pest Solutions, your local pest expert.
For more information, go to activepestsolutions.com. That's active without the.
It is National Diabetes Month. The CDC estimates more than 38 million Americans of all ages have diabetes, and experts say millions of people who have it are undiagnosed.
Andy Gaither shows us now what to know about the disease and why early detection is critical.
It's a chronic disease when a person's blood sugar is too high. Diabetes is common, but many don't know they have it.
For a long time, diabetes, hypertension were both known as what are called silent diseases, meaning they are affecting your body and causing long-term damage before you start to have a lot of physical symptoms.
Dr. Brent Smith with the American Academy of Family Physicians says that's why early detection and intervention is critical to slow or even prevent diabetes progression. So he says to be aware of the red flags.
It's increased thirst and increased urination. So when you're a diabetic and you have this extra sugar floating around in your system, your body tends to get rid of it through your urine.
In addition to increased thirst and urination, Smith says to also watch out for signs like sluggishness, general malaise, or not feeling like yourself. But he says before symptoms start, it's important to see a doctor to be screened and evaluated for diabetes risk.
We would all be a lot happier treating and preventing it than we would be dealing with the consequences of uncontrolled diabetes or other medical conditions.
Smith says managing your weight can reduce risk of type 2 diabetes. Do that by having a healthy diet, cutting out simple sugars as much as possible, and regular exercise.
And the recommendation for exercise is a total of 150 minutes over the course of the week, which breaks down to about 30 minutes of a brisk walk or cardiovascular exercise 5 days a week.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Time is now 5:56 this morning, and it's time to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
And today's coastal pet of the day is a rescue who was born in Poland. On your screen, that is Misty. Misty loves the beach life here on Delmarva. The pretty pup was submitted to us by Diane in Ocean View.
Cute little bow.
Yeah,
love that. Yeah, we want to see all your pets on Delmarva. Send us photos. Tell us what makes your pet so special.
You can scan that QR code at the top of your screen to get your furry friend to us here, and then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
Good idea. Time is now 5:57. It's time for a look at your forecast before you head out the door.
Yeah, we got a cloudy start to our Thursday today.
Yeah, but, a good-looking return day. Otherwise, just a lot of clouds, which isn't a bad thing. It blocks a lot of the sun and maybe a stray shower as we go through the day. But temperature's pretty warm by this afternoon into the upper 70s. Paul Davis 10-day forecast. I'm going right around 78 today, and then cooler on Friday, 71. Getting pretty breezy to windy into Saturday. Much cooler to colder, 60 there. Maybe a little frosty Sunday morning. Then we're looking at rain later Sunday into Monday, maybe breaking our dry streak, and maybe another chance of rain by next Thursday, and 64 degrees.
Coming up at 6, getting ready to celebrate Return Day. People in Sussex County are anxiously awaiting one of the area's most beloved traditions. That and more when Coast TV News Today returns.